Let's start off with Mr. Nuhu Ribadu. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee investigating this controversial supposed fake agency summoned the NSA. But the National Assembly refused to do so. According to them, they said since the ICPC has been mandated by the president to investigate the matter, there's no need for them to do that. Now, the NSA is being invited because they believe that he ought to have been able to perform an oversight function on that particular office. And they're asking him to explain what his office did after it was alerted to the activities of the organization in October 2025. They are also insisting that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, must appear personally before it to explain issues arising from the ministry's submissions concerning the council. It seems like the House of Reps seems to be acting or performing better than the National Assembly. Now, in this regard, I'm sure you remember a former minister who was recently arrested for producing a fake certificate. The school was alerted, and the school said he indeed attended the school but did not graduate. However, despite that, this man resigned, and the EFCC investigated, and he was called in to be arrested. But we have a 7 Minister of Works who actually is indicted in a supposed case of somebody passing away in his country home, and he's the one giving a public speech about this particular incident. We haven't heard anybody ask for this man to step aside while proper investigation is carried out. We're talking about similar instances between the president's chief of staff and the Minister of Works. What do you have to say about this very quickly, sir?
Thank you very much. That's a multi-barrel loaded question. With regards to the National Security Advisor being invited over the PFIPC scandal.
Yes, sir.
The reality is that the entire government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under Bola Tinubu has proved to be a criminal syndicate. Why do I say this? PFIPC is not just an issue of not just a security issue. It passed through the office of the chief of the secretary to the state to the federal government, under whose purview is the allocation of space in the federal secretariat. It passed through the office of the chief of staff to the president, who is alleged to have appointed this fellow to this office and then now claims it's a scam outfit. It passed through even the Central Bank of Nigeria, which opened accounts for this entity as though it was a legitimate arm of the agency of government. It passed through the rigorous screening of the appropriation committees of the House of Reps and the Senate of the Federal Republic, and it eventually got signed. The budget got signed by Mr. Bola Tinubu to allocate over ₦1 billion to this scam outfit, only for the government to now tell us that this outfit that has gone through the government, all facets of government, that has invited diplomats to its events, that has sent participants to foreign events, is a scam. It simply tells you that the entire government of Bola Tinubu is a scam. And the way this issue is being discussed outside this country, I just watched a radio, Dutch Welle, that is a German radio. Yes, they're discussing this, and the whole idea is they are mocking Nigeria. Nigeria has been reduced to a scam syndicate. In South Africa, Nigeria is being mocked. In Ghana, all over. For how long will we continue to suffer this indignity of regime that seems to want to reduce Nigeria to the basest of levels? It's so sad. One doesn't know where to start from. With regard to the question you asked about the Minister of Works in his house, a lady was found dead, and the minister had the guts to tell Nigerians a nurse or physiotherapist, whatever she is, was seconded to his private residence. For goodness sake, Nigerians are aware of the paucity of the number of the very low number of medical personnel we have in Nigeria.
Yes.
In several government hospitals, there are very few nurses, very few physiotherapists, and one has to be seconded to the private residence of a minister of the Federal Republic. The Ministry of Health has to let Nigerians know how many health personnel are serving as men professional nurses to federal ministers and federal government officials, whilst our public hospitals are bereft of same professionals. So, I mean, in any way you look at it, you keep on wondering, how did Nigeria fall to this level? On the third issue you asked about, the discrepancy or the difference in treatment meted out to a minister who had to resign because his certificate was allegedly forged.
Yeah.
And we have the chief of staff who is severally mentioned or linked to scams that has brought Nigeria to dispute. And that same Femi Miller has the guts to sue for defamation. Why I say have the guts to sue for defamation is this. When you sue for defamation, you are saying I am of clean character, I am of high reputation and integrity. But this Nigerian realized that this same Femi Miller was disbarred. That means he was sacked from the legal profession in the state of Georgia in the US for fraud. He frauded his claims. That is a man who has the guts in Nigerian courts to sue for defamation. Come on, these guys are taking our system for bringing Nigeria down to the basest point. And I don't know how low the Bola Tinubu regime can drag Nigeria to. But he's doing his very best, and Nigeria should do their very best to restore our dignity, to raise us back to the pedestal where we were before this unfortunate regime